Let's head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, everyone. You have to beat the top dog to get to the top, and the Bengals are that team in the AFC North. My set of questions is, why have we beaten the Bengals the last couple of years, with the exception of our last meeting? Does this roster and new coaching staff have enough to continue our success against them? They also have a first-place schedule to deal with as well that can only help our chances of winning the division. That first game is going to be a great litmus test to open the season and a confidence builder if we take care of business. Go Browns!
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. Jeff, to the question of why the Browns have been successful, not many teams have the secondary that can handle Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, because you got to have a big guy that can be a little bit physical with T. Higgins. Martin Emerson can do that now. You got to have somebody that can run, at least keep up with Jamar Chase. So I think there's and the Bengals have had no answer for Myles Garrett.
I think you hit the nail on the head finally with the last one. Look, and I don't know if that's changed with Orlando Brown Jr. Orlando Brown Jr. is a nice left tackle, but in his matchups with Myles Garrett, the amount of times he's gotten his hands on Myles Garrett is not much. So I don't think they upgraded the offensive line, and you got to keep in mind, even if the Browns do feel Orlando Brown Jr. is an upgrade, okay, you took Jonah Williams, who's always been a liability, from the left side, you put him on the right side. So guess what? We're going to flush the right side. Look, the Bengals, it is Joe Burrow, it is Jamar Chase, it is T. Higgins. That is what that entire roster is built on. The other reason the Browns have always matched up well is the Bengals, and not a lot of teams can say they have a good linebacking unit, but keep in mind the linebacker position is not viewed in today's NFL by a lot of defense coordinators and a lot of front offices the way the Bengals view it. So obviously for them to have a good linebacking unit, this is something they are trying to achieve. But being a good linebacking unit, they've always had the problem stopping Nick Chubb in the run game, which means all of a sudden now the Browns are in control. They control the clock. They run more plays than the Bengals do. So you set up the Bengals to obviously be in obvious passing situations where you can let Myles Garrett feast, and he's certainly done that. Now, Myles Garrett, even though we all still feel like he's going to feast, he's got a lot of friends who should be coming to the feast as well, in Zadarius Smith, in Dalvin Tomlinson, in Okoronkwo. So I think the Browns, and I took a lot of heat from Bengals fans. I think the Browns match up even better now than the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's not also talk about the Cincinnati Bengals right now are going to put out a brand new back line of their defense, 2 brand new safeties. They had Dax Hill, didn't really play safety last year. He is certainly not going to be the player Jesse Bates is right out of the gate, even if he reaches that. They brought over Scott in free agency from the Rams. Not a bad player, but I think Von Bill has always been a very, very underrated player. So the Bengals are going to come into week 1 breaking in a new safety duo, being a defense that's really never been able to stop Nick Chubb. The Browns should have more advanced quarterback play, and which should lead to the same situation it's always been. The Browns are able to just come after the quarterback because they seem to always be able to control the game, get up early, and basically dictate the script of the game.